Good morning. I am today at the site of Dan, Tel Dan. Beautiful nature preserve, but we've made our hike all the way up top here. And what sits behind me was unearthed, I think back in the 60s. But this is an old temple where, if you look behind me, those iron pieces there are just a replication of trying to position where the altar, you'll notice on each side, are what were known as the horns of the altar. Where an altar would have been, where sacrifices would have been made, as they would have come up these steps and made their way and made a sacrifice. And then all the way up behind me in the video, up those steps, at the top of that platform by that tree, would have been where the golden calves, one of the golden calves that Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, would have had placed. Now, that is coming from a famous text that I want to read to you this morning. This comes from 1 Kings 12. Jeroboam, by way of reminder, was the first king of Israel's northern 10 tribes under the era of the divided kingdom. After Solomon's son Rehoboam did not do what he ought to have done, Jeroboam rose up, rebelled, and the kingdom was divided. 2 tribes to the south, forming what became known as Judah, and 10 tribes to the north that became known as Israel. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim and lived there. And he went out from there and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, "Now the kingdom will turn back to the house of David, if this people go up to offer sacrifices in the temple of the Lord at Jerusalem. Then the heart of this people will turn again to their Lord, to Rehoboam king of Judah, and they will kill me and return to Rehoboam king of Judah." So the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold, and he said to the people, "You have gone up to Jerusalem long enough. Behold your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt." And he set one in Bethel, and the other he put in Dan. Then this thing became a sin, for the people went as far as Dan to be before one. This is the location of one of those golden calves that he established and put up here in the north in Dan for idolatrous worship. A reminder that just because things are inconvenient, just because things don't work out, doesn't mean you don't press in your life to do what God wants, God's way. Jeroboam tried to set up an altar up here, way up in Dan. Idolatry ensued, of course, because he established one of the 2 golden calves up here. And kings subsequent to Jeroboam would be known for generations for committing sins that were emblematic of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, because he was the great paradigmatic sinner of Israel's history. Take care.